Don't know what you've heard. Don't know what you heard. But I'm the biggest bird. I'm the biggest bird. I'm the biggest bird. Why do I have an owl unlocked? I was really hoping that I had the bald eagle, guys. Do they even have a bald eagle in this game? They do have a bald eagle. 1,000 Robux? That's stupid. I had a very American day today. Longest run? I've never played as an owl before, apparently. So I woke up this morning and I went to swimming class. Nothing very American about that. This is such a dumb game. I haven't played this in so long. This is called Bird Simulator. It said there were 4 active players, but clearly we have more than that. I'm so good at flying. So I went to swimming. It was a bit much, I will admit. Can I eat? I guess that maybe I'm not supposed to eat that. Then I went and I watched Canada versus Bosnia. Personally, I wanted Canada to win. And I think that if they were to play the game again, they would have. It ended in a tie game. I don't really care that much about it. I mean, I don't think Bosnia's ever made it out of the group stage. Canada probably has at least once, but I can't imagine they're that great. They've had to have made out at least once. They're pretty good in the CONCACAF, at least recently. And then I mowed my parents' lawn. I kind of mowed it in between, like at halftime too, just so I could get it done in time. And then I went and I shot my new gun for the first time. It was pretty cool, I suppose. I shot AR-15. I shot a 45 millimeter pistol. Something 300. That one had like a laser scope. It was pretty cool. And then we also had like this. It was just like the most simple revolver you've ever seen. Had absolutely no recoil. It was so much fun to play with. Still like dangerous enough that you'll see it in American high schools, if you know what I mean. But I would trust a kid with that gun. Not alone necessarily. But if I were to teach my kids to shoot a gun, that would be a great gun to start on. It was, I think I've had Nerf guns with more recoil than that. It was a pretty dinky gun. It was kind of fun because I was just shooting it one-handed. Then after that, I went to McDonald's and I got a Big Mac meal. Actually, the first Big Mac I've had in a long time. I didn't realize that Big Macs have different sauce than just the normal burgers at McDonald's. I eat at McDonald's pretty regularly, but I usually only spend like $1 because if you go in the app, you can get free French fries if you buy a drink a lot of times. I don't really like to spend a lot of money there, so if there's not deals in the app for doing something like cheap, then I'm not gonna go there. And then what happened after that? Do you think we can eat this bug? Nom nom. Apparently not. We'd have to find animals on the ground. And then I went and I watched the USA game. Oh my goodness, what a game. They score in the first 7 minutes, I think. Or maybe it gets confusing because if you score when the clock says like 7 minutes, 20 seconds, it's technically the 8th minute, even though it shows 7. It's kind of like how we're in the 21st century, even though it feels like we should be in the 20th. It's confusing how it works. But yeah, we score in the first like 8 minutes for sure. And then I think we scored was in the might have been before that. It might have been at like 5 minutes. I can't remember. Now I'm getting confused. I'm also gonna starve to death with this bird, I'm afraid. It is what it is. It was a great game. The US played amazingly. Paraguay, I mean, it was decent. They got a lot of yellow cards. The highlight of the game I don't know if I'd say the highlight. There were a lot of good parts of the game. One of my favorite parts, they give one of the US players a yellow card, and then the VAR looked back at it and realized that they should have carded the player that they carded him for hitting because he didn't even hit the player. So they called it back on him for simulation, which was hilarious. Look at that. I just ate a bunny, and now we're back to full health. So yeah, the simulation call was pretty hilarious in my opinion. And then, oh, what's his name? Wow, I'm already forgetting his name. The guy who scored 2 points. They called him off the field. My dad was kind of sad about that. He's like, I want him to score a hat trick. But even as it is, that was the most points that they had scored in a World Cup since 1930, which if you don't know, 1930 was the first World Cup ever. And then, oh, I have to press space to dive. This is such a dumb game. And then they scored another goal, so they were awarded 7 minutes of stoppage time. 3 of those is because of the water breaks this year. Every single game is given mandatory water breaks in between both halves. It's just an excuse to play ads and make more money from the World Cup. It's not a terrible idea. Like, I honestly don't hate the fact that they have water breaks. I just hate when they stop kind of the movement of play. It does make players play at a higher, better level, though. And so, yeah, I know it's stupid that they're trying to monetize the World Cup more. In fact, Fox is going to get in trouble because they started one of the games yesterday before the ad break was over, which was against their deal with FIFA. So they're probably going to have to pay a fine for that. Is good. I'm all for people clowning on America for most of the stuff in the World Cup. There's a few things that's like, okay, you don't need to clown on us for that. Like, number one, yeah, no duh, we're going to call it soccer. That's because that's what we call it. It's not that weird. You can make fun of us. I'm not saying you're like wrong to call it football, but nothing wrong with calling it soccer. Outside of that, I don't know. There's lots that people can make fun of us for. Our chants are terrible. Um, People kind of clown on Pulisic a lot. He's pretty good though. He's ranked 84, so he's for comparison. Son from like South Korea is 87. I think Neymar is ranked 87. So he's below them, but not by too much. He's definitely the best the US has got to offer. I'm just hoping, I'm almost guaranteeing that the US makes it to the Sweet 16, I guess we would call it. That's not really what it is. Not guaranteeing, but like that's where I'm hoping they get to, and I think that they realistically can. You know, it's anybody's game, but they have a chance for sure. Anything beyond that, I'm obviously hopeful for, but I'm not at all expectant for. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. Anyways, and then what I was saying earlier, the 7th minute of stoppage time. So in the clock is at like 97 exactly. They're gonna call the game at the end of this play. Once the US loses possession, the game's over. And I already forgot the kid's name again. He's not a kid. He was a kid. He's grown and married, and some stuff kind of went down with him and the US coach. And so right as he was going onto the field, they're all like, this guy needs to make a name for himself again. And in the last second of the game, like literally the last seconds of the game, he scores a 4th goal, which makes the most goals the USA has ever scored in a World Cup match. And it's not in too many World Cups, but it is a decent number because they've made it to probably, oh, I don't know. There's been a total of 23 World Cups now, maybe 22. Maybe it's 22. Because next year it should be the 25th anniversary. Well, the 100th anniversary every 4 years, minus 2 cups for I believe World War II. I'm not sure about that. That's just me guessing. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else that was that crazy that happened. Pulisic was pulled out for majority of the second half, which wasn't that crazy. I mean, if he's the best they've got, save him for the games that really matter. There was a brief moment right around maybe 75 minutes into the game where Paraguay was playing pretty well. It was getting a little scary for the US, but they pulled through. It all ended beautifully. I'm not even sure who we've got tomorrow. I'm the update comes out tomorrow, and so I'm prioritizing the games that I like in the World Cup over Roblox, which you guys can whine about, but it's Roblox. Roblox is every day. The World Cup is only once every 4 years. Looks like we're gonna end this run here from starvation and stuff. I'm just gonna let it happen because we're 11 minutes into this video and it can't be too long. Yeah, today was just like a good day. Shooting, McDonald's. It's just very American. So, obviously I'm gonna keep updating you guys on the World Cup. I don't know how many of you guys actually care about it. I don't know how many games I'm going to watch, if I'm being honest. So far I've watched every single game, and I'm probably going to try to continue. I'm going to have a kid before the cup is over, so I'm not going to be able to watch every single game. I'm hoping that I can see at least every USA game. And aside from that, I'd love to see Messi play. There's a few others. Like I really want South Korea to win last night. Canada today, though. If they don't win, I'm not gonna be too upset about it. So don't forget to like and subscribe. And with that, I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. My screen just kind of froze. There we go. Oh my goodness, new record. Did I get coins for that? I think so. All right, adios, everybody.